Lamine Yamal's journey to the heart of Barcelona began quietly, almost like a whisper carried by the breeze through Camp Nou's towering stands. Over the past 2 seasons, a spark of something extraordinary has grown into a roaring flame every time this young Spaniard takes to the pitch. From the moment he first laced up his boots for the first team, there was a buzz in the air as if the stadium itself took a collective breath in anticipation. Fans leaned forward, eyes alight, hearts pounding in time with his every touch. And why wouldn't they? His dribbles, sharp as a sparrow's wing beat, left defenders scrambling, while his vision painted passes across the grass like masterful strokes on a canvas. You could almost taste the electricity in the evening air whenever Lamine set off on one of his trademark runs. But how did this boy from Masia capture so many hearts in such a short time? Stay with me, because what happened next would seal his place in Barca lore. For every Blaugrana devotee, the number on a shirt carries nearly sacred weight. It isn't just a digit stitched in thread, it's a torch passed between generations. When legends like Diego Maradona, whose every sprint felt like poetry in motion, or Ronaldinho, whose laughter seemed woven into the very fabric of the game, slipped on the no-tee, then they weren't just playing, they were carrying dreams for millions. And then came Lionel Messi, the little magician whose feet spoke a language all their own, inspiring whispers of disbelief every time he glided past opponents. These names echo through the Camp Nou tunnels like distant cheers, and now, as the seasons turn, that same number will rest on young Lamine's back. Imagine the hush of the crowd when they first glimpse him sprinting onto the field wearing that shirt, the same shirt Messi made legendary. Can you feel the weight of expectation? It's heavy, yes, but it also hums with possibility, like a violin string stretched just so, waiting to sing. Not long ago, Lamine decided to bring this monumental moment into the warmth of his home, sharing it where the world could watch, on social media. Picture a cozy room lit by the golden late afternoon sun, dust motes drifting through the beams like tiny stars settling to rest. There, sitting cross-legged on a soft carpet, was his little brother, keying tiny brushes in hand, paint smudged across his fingers and the tip of his nose. On paper, he carefully traced the outlines of Barcelona shirts, each bearing the storied No 10. First came Maradona's silhouette, with bold strokes echoing his fierce curls. Then Ronaldinho's trademark grin, captured in bright splashes of colour. Finally, Messi's elegant form, the stripes on his jersey whispering tales of trophies and triumphs. And there, sandwiched between those heroes, appeared a new outline, smaller and still unfilled, waiting for its own story. Can you see Keane's eyes sparkle as he lifts the brush, eager to paint the future in vibrant hues? As the camera lingered on those painted jerseys, Lamine's voice cut through the hush. Just playing well isn't enough to wear this shirt. He knelt beside his brother, the sun catching the determined glint in his eyes. A son made history, he said softly, gesturing toward Maradona's canvas, voice heavy with reverence. A pause hung in the air, thick with memories of impossible goals and thunderous applause. Then, pointing at Ronaldinho's shirt, he added with a playful smile, others had fun playing. At that, the room seemed to crackle with the echo of past celebrations, crowds dancing, boots tapping to a rhythm all their own. But when he finally looked at Messi's jersey, his tone shifted or softened his words. And this one. This is the best I've ever seen. You could almost hear the silent stretch, as if the weight of Messi's legacy hovered between those walls, daring anyone to dream at that level. What happened next, though, would mark the true beginning of Lamine's own legend. Keane's small fingers trembled slightly as he unveiled the last painting, an outline of Lamine himself, slender shoulders outlined against the empty white page. For a heartbeat, nothing moved, then Lamine whispered, eyes locked on his future self. And this one, let me see it. He reached for the paper, tracing the outline with a gentle finger, as if reading a secret message only he could decipher. Then, closing his eyes, he inhaled, feeling the rhythm of his heart echo like a drum beat. I'm going to give it my all, he promised, voice steady yet warm. I promise you I'm going to make my own history. The words hung in mid-air, a vow both personal and profound, sealing a pact between brothers. At that moment, you could almost hear the roar of Camp Nou conjured from thin air. Keane's excited gasp, Lamine's determined breath, the world holding its breath all at once, judging by what he's shown so far. Very few question whether Lamine Yamal has the raw skill to stand shoulder to shoulder with those who have worn no 10 before him. His touch is as light as a feather drifting on the breeze, yet precise enough to carve through the tightest defences. Fans reminisce about moments when, with a single turn and burst of speed, he sent their hearts racing faster than the ball itself. Critics nod in approval, noting how his vision seems to stretch across the pitch as if he's choreographing an invisible symphony. But talent alone isn't enough to write your name into history books. It takes heart, relentless dedication, and the courage to step out of the shadows cast by giants. Does Lamine have what it takes? All signs point to yes, but the true test lies ahead. Under the bright lights and thunderous cheers, looking forward, the world waits with bated breath to see how this story unfolds. Will Lamine seize each moment with the fierce joy of Ronaldinho, the poetic grace of Maradona, or the quiet genius of Messi? Or will he forge an entirely new path, surprising us all with a style uniquely his own? One thing is certain. The next time he sprints down the flank with no 10 on his back, he won't be playing for the ghosts of legends. He'll be writing his own chapter, one electrifying match at a time. And as he does, young fans tucked into living rooms around the globe will paint their own pictures, dreaming of moments when they too might hear their name cheered by tens of thousands. So keep your eyes on the field, because when Lamine Yamal takes that first kick wearing the sacred shirt, history will be watching, and history might just bend to his will.